All right, we can start. Does anyone have games they want to get reviewed? Sarthak, Nilesh, any games to review? Am I audible?
Yes,
Yeah.
one game.
Give the link.
Mm.
Okay, who won this in the end?
Hmm?
Let's see. Okay, so you are playing white. So, do you know what the point of kicking a stone is? Or you have
Of
played
what?
you have played e17. So why did you play e17?
एक second. Coordinates of E17. Right.
You can see my screen.
Hmm. So E17. I think that's Joseki. So that's all.
Right. And
And
Jyoti
to
for
prevent
black.
letting him into the con. Prevent.
Not quite.
No. Okay.
So the point is, if black also follows Joseki, black would have gone up.
Hmm.
This is to prevent white from pushing him down. So since black has ignored you, let's say if a few more turns were already played, this would have been the normal move. So with
Hmm.
this, what's happening? White is getting a good wall here, and black is also low. And if black still ignores white, white can just do this, and now white has a pretty big corner and a very stable side.
Hmm.
So that's why in every Josiki that you see where you kick the stone like this, the opponent is supposed to go up.
Hmm.
This direction. Any reason you took this direction over this direction?
Uh, I thought maybe what if he connects with the. Acha, he won't be able to connect if we're done with Joseki or whatever this is. But I thought maybe I'll like he hasn't followed the Joseki on and went and didn't go F16. So I thought मैं यहाँ पे wall बनाऊंगा and then I'll play F16 or and I'll
So
have this side
imagine if you had a
outside.
wall, like this,
Hmm.
then he would play the f16 and get something down here, right?
Hmm.
So in that case, your wall has now become totally useless.
अच्छा.
On the other hand, if you make your wall like this, you don't. So on the other hand, if you make your wall like this, black remains on
Hmm.
the third line, and black still has to play one stone over here.
Hmm.
So this I think is the better direction if you look at rest of the board.
Okay.
So like in general, you could do something like this and take the big side, and black still have to do this,
Hmm.
and then you can still keep black low. So this is a pretty good result for white. White has a big corner, a big side. He can still extend from it by doing something like this. And black is crawling on the second line and third line. What would be your worst case scenario? You do something like this, and then black does this.
mm,
So now you have a big wall here, but really you can capture or attack nothing with it.
mm,
So you play this side. So this is some sort of a variation of the 3-3. I think normal is to capture that.
mm.
You can still check out Jyotikipedia to see what the normal variation is. So 3-3, normal thing, normal. Then you have to go. No, go ahead, heat up this. Blocking is normal, crawling is okay, and now he blocks. Okay, so you did the correct part. Okay, playing on the edge, not good. This would be a lot more solid. This is too early to cut
Mm,
because he can capture you. What I would rather see you do is this: protect your own cuts.
mm,
Because there's a GoPro that says that a person in a glass house cannot throw stones. So unless you are strong yourself, you should not start attacking.
mm,
So black should just have done this and finished all of the things happening in the corner. So over here, this would have been your best move. It keeps black low and it still forces black to connect like this. If black try to come out, you can still have some forcing moves. So
mm,
the point of kicking is so that you can play on top of him. Okay, you're trying to use your wall. So here you can see that you're strong here and you're the first person to play here. So you should be in an attacking mode. So you should have done this. Now black has even lesser area where he can survive. Since you just went up, yeah, now black is trying to build a base.
mm,
If you had Hanid, he have to keep crawling away with this one stone rather than have any time to make a base. Okay, you made a cut point on yourself. That was risky. Mm, so okay, so I can ask this to everyone. Give me top five moves. Since now white has the initiative, what are the different things white can play? What would you play as white? So anyone can give answers, and then we'll rank them all. Let's start like सब लोग say some coordinates. There are no wrong answers.
mm. Maybe play somewhere else.
Give me coordinates.
Q13.
Q13. Okay. More options.
Um, C5.
All right.
or K3 maybe.
Okay. More options. Take it. Any
Uh,
options?
O7.
C14.
C14 O7. Okay. Any more? Let's try to get three more.
अच्छा वो F16 अभी भी रह रहा है.
Okay, that's still open. No one has mentioned the favorite 3-3.
अच्छा. Oh.
That's still open. Okay, now let's look at all of them one by one and see what their strengths and weaknesses are.
Hmm.
So, let's follow the usual Go proverbs. First is first urgent, then big. So, what is an urgent move? If you don't play an urgent move, one of your groups may die.
Hmm.
So, does white have any urgent moves?
I
Doesn't look
think
so.
P7 or O7 maybe. No.
Uh, yep, something like some. This cut is scary, so
Hmm.
that looks almost urgent. Now, if you don't have any urgent moves, then next you play big moves.
Hmm.
How do you decide what's a big move? First, you can see is any of the opponent groups on the board small or in danger.
Okay. So
So,
F group F16 maybe.
yep, this group is small, it hardly has a base.
Hmm.
So, one possibility is white plays somewhere here to squeeze the black group.
Hmm.
And in return, what does white get? White probably gets something here, which works very well with this wall. And all the time, black will just keep trying to survive and run out.
Hmm.
And now we still have unresolved corners on the board. You have this corner which is totally open, you have this corner which you could say is open.
Hmm.
So let's look at them one by one now. Move number one. What does this help us do? Uh, okay, so I don't like this move too much. It doesn't do much. It is protecting against a cut over here, but it does nothing to attack this middle group. This group can just run out, no problems. Next option was number two. This is fairly good, and usually black may respond if they don't have an urgent move anywhere else. So black may just do this. Or black may make a base on the top side, and white will get another move here.
Hmm.
So B was fairly good. Next is number three. So this is a very passive move. Why do I say passive? It doesn't really force black to do anything and it doesn't threaten anything of black's. This move would have been good if, let's say, black had stuff like this around the board. Now black have this. Now white should jump in and make sure this whole thing, whole territory is not converted for black. So this is now a very big move.
Hmm.
But at this point, very little of this can be considered as possible territory. Number four, the same problem as the previous move. it doesn't force black or threaten black in any way. It just says, I will make these 20 points on my corner, now you do what you want. Number 5, not good, not bad. It protects the cut. But one minus point here is it gives black a free move over here. Now we have to respond like this. इसके साथ क्या हो गया कि now black has a extra p6 stone which works well with his 4/4 stone. And now black can just sort of keep pushing like this and maybe make this stuff in territory. So if you do not want the opponent to get any forcing moves, solid is good. Or maybe tiger's mouth in the other direction is also good. Okay, number 6. It pretty much forces black to connect or run to the other side so that white can have even more territory on the top. And over here black still has to go up, or else if black ignores, white can still cover on top. So move number 6 is also good. And finally we come to number 7. So number 7 is like a trade-off. If you see if black goes in this direction, what's happening? White has got in the corner, but if black cuts here, now these two white stones have no place to go. So over here we are trading the corner for these two stones. So this is a trade-off that white is accepting that will happen. And another move which I like is this. This is making sure that you have a very big outside facing wall. So no matter what black does, they can't cramp you up inside. Let's say white does something and then black can now do this. Now, where can white run? White can only run straight ahead. And white still have this cut point as a headache. Imagine if black gets another move and black does this. Now white has almost no place left to run. This is the only direction that white can run into. And white also does not have any eye space. So playing this move is almost a forcing move. If black ignores, white can do something like this. Or even this. It is keeping black low and black doesn't really have any space to make eyes down here. So black will respond up here. There's almost no choice for black. White gets some free forcing moves like this and then white can come out. Down here, since this white is still undercutting black, black still doesn't have too much eye space down here, so this black can still die. So this is something that white can keep attacking for a long time. And let's see what happened in the game. We went for the 2-4. Okay, so why did you Tenuki over here?
I lost hope for that group after the cut. So yeah, that's
So as long as the 3-3 is open, no reason to lose hope. You do the 3-3 and then try to link it up to this. In the end, what you could get this whole area in the end. How could that maybe look like? You take the 3-3, he tries to stop you, and then you do this. Or if you want, you can also do directly do this. So that's good for white. There's no way that white can be captured anymore. There's too much ice space under white. Now the only danger left is these 4 stones. They're running out of places to go. So if black does this, now white has to run out straight or maybe do something like this. So white is still in a good shape. Okay, now black is trying to make sure that these don't connect up. Okay, a more normal thing would be this. And over here a more normal thing would be this. You're making your two space extension, so it's very far from black's threat now. Maybe this, something like this could happen. You still give up a lot, but you also, this is dicey. What happened in the game?
I gave up here also.
I wouldn't say white is in a bad condition. White and
Those
black are
three
equal
stones
here.
are dead, I think, after G5.
Okay,
I
so these three are
not
dead.
sure.
So if these three are dead, then black maybe have this much territory. How many points is that?
Hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Hello?
Yeah. So black maybe have 12 points down here. That's not enough reason to resign for. So losing groups is fine, as long as you can gain more out of it. Okay, does anyone else have a game to review? Or does anybody have any comments on this game? What if this and that had happened in some other place? Like, yeah, sorry, got disconnected. So does anyone have questions about this game?
I had questions which might be for all games, maybe not specific to this game.
Yep.
Um, so there were a couple of suggestions on the cut on protecting the cutting point with like O7 or P6, which are like creating tigers' mouths to protect the cutting point. So why do people do that rather than just connect, like just play E7 in this case?
You mean why don't people do solid?
Right, right.
Oh, so I could say that if I played solid, right now my immediate vicinity of influence is this area. And if I had played this, then now my vicinity of influence becomes a bit more.
But I mean, at least in my experience, when I've tried playing this, if my opponent did something like O7 now, I would anyway again be forced to play P7.
Right. So that depends on how big the groups are on both sides. So over here, maybe
Okay.
white could do this. If
Ah,
if
right,
black
right,
went in, black is captured because of the ladder.
right, right.
So you have mostly played on smaller boards. So in the smaller boards, I would say that you would most probably have to connect. But as the board gets bigger, then ladders and other things may bring change the position of things.
Got it.
Hi, Karan.
Yeah,
For Joseki, while explaining to the Sarthak,
yeah.
you have opened some soft points. software in a Google in
No, no.
for Joseki.
And that's just a site called Josekipedia.
Okay.
This is also very similar to the. If you go to Tools Joseki, this is also almost the same thing on
Okay.
OGS. So it shows the most common Joseki in a dictionary kind of form.
Okay.
So this I don't like too much because it is too new and a lot of the old Josekis have been removed from this encyclopedia. If you use Josekipedia, this keeps getting updated with the latest ones also.
Okay. I will go through it.
Okay. Any more questions on this? Any other games to review? You can put the link on the Google Meet chat. Does anyone have any games to review? If nahi hai, then you can start playing among yourselves and then I'll review those games. So Sarthik, you can play versus Tigran and maybe you can play a 13 game.
Okay.
And Raghu can play versus Nilesh.
Okay.
Meg, you want to play? Huh? Oh, 9 9. Alright. Megha can also play. So Megha, you can play Nilesh. Nilesh, what's your Nilesh, what's your nick on OGS?
OGS name na
Yeah.
Nilesh Deshpande only.
Okay, so Megha will send you a request. Or you want to send or he will send you.
I will send.
Hmm.
Okay, Nilesh should have a invite. And Raghu, you can play against me.
Yes.
So, send me an invite.
Um, oh, we're playing it.
And after your games are over, just let me know and we'll do the review for it. During the review, I'm going to ask everyone why they played what they played. So think before playing. How is everyone's game coming along? अगर सबके खत्म हो गया then we can start reviews. Nilesh Mega, you can play another game because Tigran's game will take time. And Raghu, we can play another game.
I think I'm content with 2 games for now.
Okay. So the second game was good, and it will give me a lot of teaching material now. Okay, so we can start. We can start reviewing Nilesh's game. Okay, so is everyone on my screen or the review page?
Is the link shared?
Yeah, share the link. Google Chat. Ah, my screen is not shared. Okay, one sec. Okay. Okay, Nilesh, what is this shape called? What is this shape called?
Hello,
Yeah, what is this shape called?
can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah, Nilesh.
I cannot see the screen. Actually, you are presenting, but yeah,
One sec.
I think I was grabbed there, like because of Meghna, I got there.
You can also follow the link that I have
I
shared on
don't
the
know what
Google Chat.
actually. I think my white move, next move of my white was very bad.
So I'm asking about the shape name. What is this shape called? This kind of shape. This is called an empty triangle. So this shape is called an empty triangle. This is a very bad shape. Try never to
Sorry,
make it. There is almost
shape.
always.
No, no, shape.
Sorry.
Sorry,
Hmm. So try never to make this shape because there's always almost a better move. So first of all, what was your attempt to do over here? You want to what were you trying to do with that move? With this move? Do you want to try and capture this black group? Hello, Nilesh. Okay, let's do another exercise. How many liberties does these three groups have? Group number one, how many liberties?
3,
Group number two,
2,
and the third group.
3.
So that means this white group has lesser liberties, so it will be captured before any of the other two groups are captured. So white shouldn't even try to capture the side groups. If let's say white tries to go over this, these two will always that inside group will always get captured first. Echo. So at this point, I would say black is very confident that they can capture the group number two. So now they should try to start going and do something else. They can either attack another group, attack this group, or just try to expand somewhere else. Right? Good. Now, because of this whole sequence, black has gotten the top side very convincingly, but white has a big wall over here, and they'll try to convert all of this area into their own area. Over here, I would prefer to capture like this. Now the B7 stone has nowhere to go. Like this, black can still connect. Okay, good attempt. But it's still pretty hard because white has a lot of strength over here. White already has you surrounded on two sides. So it was quite obvious key white would try to block you like that. So what could have black have done? Black could have tried to jump lower and further out this way. If black tries to block, black can still block his path.
Okay.
Okay, black is trying to cut white. That's good. Ooh. Now black is being too greedy. There's no way this black can survive inside white's castle. What the whole point is, does this group number one get captured first or does group number two get captured first? Whoever gets captured will lose. So suppose white decides to totally ignore that black. So black would have to play so many moves in order to survive. There's no way that white is going to ignore black that many times. So G2 was being too greedy. B9 not really needed because black has a lot of strength. Black can do this anytime they want. What black should be trying to do is capture the left group. How does black capture the left group? Reduce its liberties slowly. Start with this. Now how many liberties does this whole group have? These two stones have only two liberties. So maybe try to do that first. So let's say white panics and decides to try and capture that one black stone. Black can do this. White is forced to do this. Now how can black finally capture white? Black plays here, black plays here, black tries to capture and white still has only one eye left. So this is what black would try to do in the long term. So the important thing to see here is white only has one eye. This whole thing is only one eye.
Yeah, I was worried that if I put my stone in B, C in that area, then it would like it will have only one eye and it will immediately get captured. So I wasn't
So as black you want
sure.
to try and capture that. And also as black you want to try and make sure that your group A does not get captured first. So what I would try to do is, since the white group is already surrounded, if your groups are alive, that group is dead. The white group is dead. How do you make sure that your black group is alive? Make sure that it has two eyes. So as black, I may have tried to do this or this. Any of them will give black two eyes. Black does this. This is again a bit advanced, but but over here now you can say that black has one eye here and one eye here. This group can this group can never die. This group can never die. Now this group could still die if it does not get two eyes. And if black can play in the vital point first, white is all dead. Okay, what is black trying to do with g3? What's black trying to do with g3?
Your voice is breaking. Sorry.
G3, what's the mission?
Uh, yeah, I thought that maybe I'll try to get some space on the right side of the board. So I was thinking maybe I can crawl up that
So,
right of I mean.
so maybe you could do this and then try to crawl up. But
Hmm.
playing into g3 is just bumping into his shape.
Hmm.
And now white is trying to capture you. So you may have done josekis that are like play one move and make sure black is alive. So what would be that one point in your shape that if you play, you get two eyes? Raghu, yes, inside black shape. So Raghu, Nilesh, you can also tell me what that point is. If black plays there, they get two eyes. Yeah, Raghu Dilesh. Where should black play so that they don't die? Or Meg?
Actually, that black lower left group, so it has only two I as of now, right? It, if I put anything inside, it will reduce my own space, isn't it?
So I'll talk about this group.
Yeah, 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 that.
That group is dead.
Not yet. So let's say black ignores and white plays this. Now what happens? If black tries to capture, black is captured. If black continues to ignore, white can still capture black. So at this point, black can still save himself by playing what move?
C5
No, c5 is outside of the
inside.
whole problem.
Okay.
Yes, inside black shape. So try to remember the shape.
That's 8 J8, right? In that
Yes.
particular case.
If black plays on J8, white cannot play here and here both. So black
Yeah,
is alive. Now
but
let's.
is that possible in this shape?
Yes, if black plays here, white cannot play on A1
Hmm.
and C2 both. So this shape can now never be captured. So now we call this shape, it's alive.
Hmm.
So suppose black plays that. What is white's best move now? Nilesh, what is white's best move now?
No, I think I can play there only C2 or but it's I cannot play there.
Nah, so the black
I
group is
think
now
it's
alive.
a B5.
Correct. So if white doesn't play here, black will do the exact same thing. Black plays here and now white is all captured.
Mm-hmm.
So now this way both of you are making sure that you have two eyes each. So over here both of you can kill each other but no one's doing that. So black, you could have done this and forced white to keep, let white do whatever they want and you can capture that whole group. And same thing for
Actually, I
you.
did play here, but still I got captured. So I trying to understand like what went wrong.
Okay, h7, it'll get captured. Just one move away from Atari. No place to run. And now after b1, this whole black group only has one eye. The more important thing is the lower right group of black. This is still not alive, but it could be alive.
Hmm. Two J2.
Yes. So if white plays here,
Yeah, yes. Mm.
let's say black captures that, it doesn't really matter. White can play this and eventually capture all of black. So black
Oh,
played this, and I'll just show you another page. This kind of shape, this is dead. So yeah, look at this page. This is called killing shapes. You can Google for it with Sensei's killing shapes. So if you have an eye space that is any of these shapes, the red circle part that is called the vital point. Whoever plays there first can capture the whole group. So you can see this T shape. In the middle of the T shape is the vital point. So the same thing over here. This is a T shape. Whoever plays here first will capture the whole group. If black plays here first, now black has 3 eyes. White cannot play anywhere. If white plays here
Mm-hmm.
first, black has to play here and here and here, but black only has one eye, and the whole thing is captured for black. And now the whole black group is in Atari. What black could have tried was to do this. White, now what would be your next move?
Actually, I cannot see the screen now.
Yeah, I think I've lost the screen as well.
Okay, one sec. Okay, so after white played a1,
Yeah,
black can capture the whole thing.
yeah.
Now what is white's next move?
White is B1.
Correct. This way black cannot survive. Black only has one
B1.
eye. Black would be your move.
Black can play
A5,
J2.
Correct. Black plays a5.
A,
White, what did you do now?
Now white C5.
Black.
B5,
All right. White. You're in Atari.
So now I will play C1.
Say against a5.
Oh, it will get captured everything anyhow.
Yep. Yep. So no matter what white does, this whole white group is captured.
Yeah,
So white should
yeah.
now totally forget about that side. What white should do now is make sure that this black group is dead.
Okay.
So, killing shape. Let's just take a look at another killing shape. Alright, this is the move. This is the position. What kind of shape is inside? This kind of a shape is inside. Now compare it to this chart. Tell me what is the vital point in this shape. Suppose it's white's move. Where should white play? Which of these shapes match?
F8.
Yep, correct. If white plays here, now this whole black group only has one eye left. So no matter what black tries to do, white can make sure black only has one eye. And if black has to capture, white can just ignore. This has only one eye, as we have already seen. And if it were black's turn, black would play here. And now white cannot play at e8 and these three areas together. So this shape is now alive. And we can take a look at other similar shapes. Suppose it's like this. What kind of a shape is it? It's like a plus shape. Compare it to the chart. What's the vital point?
Center.
Correct. Whoever plays the center will get to keep that shape. If white plays first, this now reduces to that usual T shape we saw before. So this we have already seen is dead. If black plays here first, white cannot play in any of these places, so black is alive. It can never be captured. So try to keep these shapes in mind. If you ever see this shape inside an I space, you now know what is the vital point you have to play on. And they all have names. Like this 5 wala shape, that's called a bulky 5. And this shape, this is called a rabbity 6. This is the cross 5. This is the bulky 5. Pyramid 4. They all have names. And that's it for this game then. Any questions about this game?
Yeah, Karan, I had a question on this game.
Yeah.
I think somewhere back in where we were talking about the bottom right corner being dead, there was a position.
Yeah. Here.
Yeah, so here I think if black had to capture f1 at f1, like capture g1 at f1, and if it's able to connect at f2, wouldn't black be alive here or is it still dead?
Yes, black would still be alive. Now black have two ways to live. Black can either play here to live or they can play here to live. They're both fine.
Correct.
So if white plays here, black plays here. If white plays here, black plays here. So this kind of a case is called
Yeah.
a MIAI. MIAI. If you play A, I play B. If you play B, I play A. This thing that's called a MIAI. Other questions?
Actually, initially, na, I have fumbled up very much. Initially, like
So yeah, initially your top group got
yeah, very bad.
got the whole thing captured, and this weakened you everywhere on the board. Like if it were like this on a normal game, I would have resigned. So what could you have
Yeah,
done?
yeah, yeah,
Okay, so why did that happen? You played this, and because of this, what happened?
yeah.
Cut point, weak group.
Mm-hmm.
So you had too many weaknesses already. So over here, what you should have done was protect your own weakness,
Okay.
protect your cut, or maybe do this, maybe
Mm-hmm.
do this, something like that. If you're not weak, you can always get attacked, and you will not have time to attack. So over here also you could just have kept pushing. If black pushed, you also push. Keep pushing. इसके साथ what's happening? Black is only getting this as a territory,
Yeah.
and you may be getting this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any other questions on this game?
No.
Karan, not specifically on this game, but since you were mentioning some shapes and like
Yeah.
bulky 5 and the critical points,
Yep.
so when solving like puzzles online like Sumigo, sometimes it's difficult to know when the how the shape is defined because like the pieces won't already be on the first line.
Yep.
So in those situations, how do you assess whether to like play at the critical point, or do you first like kind of take away the first line from the other player?
So what you have asked about is life and death. So life and death is a huge topic in Go, and that's what everybody needs to do to keep getting stronger. So let's say these are all standard shapes in Go, the L group. So if you ever see this kind of group in Go in a corner, you know that's dead. Whether black plays first or white plays first, this group will always be dead. And what is the correct move to play over here? You have to read 10, 15 moves in advance, or you can just ratto what the correct move is in this standard position. If there are similar positions, then you have to see if you can reduce a shape to some standard shape that you already know. The way we did in here. So this was a bulky 5, and then we extended it to a plus 5,
Plus.
and we saw that if white plays on the correct spot, this will get reduced to our standard T shape. So this pyramid 4, bulky 5, they can keep getting reduced to a smaller shape that is more standard. So same way for life and death problem, what you asked. Should I first reduce from the edge, or should I jump inside at a vital spot? That is where the whole practice of Go comes in, reading practice. A little bit you can memorize, but there's a limit to that. So the more you can read ahead, should I reduce first? Should I jump in first? All of that comes down to reading practice. Once you get to single digit Q, then I can share even more videos that tell you what is the best way to proceed in these things. And this position, I got into a game with Raghu right now, which I can show. He got into a corner position which could be killed, and I killed it. Because Raghu did not know what was the correct point he should have responded on. I started with the 2 handicap. Raghu, I liked your first match move better, which was to take all the corners first. That is always a better thing to do. Since you didn't take it, I took it. This is maybe being a bit too pessimistic. You should be trying to attack me or attack me. Okay, good. Now again, सारा fight top right में चल रहा है, but now you have ignored that and played in the center instead. So this means you are either giving up on it or you are sure that it will survive. So does everybody remember the shape I just showed? This shape was an L group. This is an L group,
Yeah.
and that's an L group. But it has one extra Dundee on that side, right?
Yes.
So this is called an L plus 1 group. And if you know how to play on an L plus 1 group, whoever plays there first can capture it. So the more important thing to know is this: whoever plays on this shape first will win. So in this shape, if white gets to play first, white can capture it. If black plays first, black can save it. So this shape is called undetermined. It's not captured or not dead yet. Depends on whose move it is. So I played there, hoping that first I have to make sure that this is alive before I can start capturing something else. And now I started to capture it. The way to capture this L plus 1 group is first reduce from the outside, then play in the vital point inside. What am I trying to do over here? all of you remember the rabbity five, the bulky five. So I'm trying to make this
Yeah.
inside a bulky five. And if you can imagine, there's one extra liberty over here. How can I make sure that that goes away?
E9.
Yep. If I play e9, he have to play on f9, and now this has reduced into a standard shape, the bulky five. And I know that this is dead. So one way to look at these kind of life and death problems is reduce it to a shape that you know is dead. And after this, it's yep. This is again more corner shapes that are alive or dead. We don't know yet. So let's say over here. Now we have this shape inside. It's a rectangle, a 2 by 3 rectangle. It is alive or dead. This is another usual shape. If there are no outside liberties, black can live inside by playing A or B. If black doesn't play, then white can kill by playing at A. So over here, if it were black's move, where would black have to play to kill this whole white group?
B9.
If it's a देखो,
B8.
white can kill by playing at A. A is in the center spot. So black had played here, this whole white group is dead. And how do we know it's dead? No matter what black does, he won't be able to get two wives. If white and black do that, now you can see it has reduced back into your bulky 5. And black has his stone on the vital point. What if white plays on the vital point? Black can still play over here and do other stuff. So this is the left as an exercise to all of you. At this point, I think white can still live. White does this, now black cannot play here and here both. But the thing would be totally different if white did not have any extra turn liberty left. So now if black plays here, white have to do the same thing. Black plays here, white cannot play here, or else white is putting himself into Atari. So again, I don't want to get into all of this. Once you get into the single digit Q range, then all of you, this will become your favorite page. Corner shapes, killing life and death. This is the best way to get stronger at the game. And if you want something to practice on, I gave a site this morning which you can all go on, blacktoplay.com. These are all Go problems that start from total beginner level, and as you keep getting them correct, it'll keep getting harder and harder. So that's a very good way to practice life and death. Alright, so over here, had white not played inside, if black had played here, black has played at the vital point inside of this shape which he wants to get, and now this would become a race. Who gets captured first? Does this get captured first, or does this get captured first? Okay, rest of the game is not that important more. Tigran, you want to get your game reviewed? keep getting disconnected. Alright, Tigrin versus Sarthak. We'll now review your game. You should do corners first. Do the corners first. Okay, so why didn't you choose this direction, Sarthak?
He already has stone L4.
Yep, good. So what Sarthak means is, if he gets a wall over here, this will sort of make that whole wall useless. So if black gets a wall like this, and white can just extend over here, and now this wall does nothing at all. On the other hand, if black can get a wall like this wall is working very well with his D11 stone. Try to finish Joseki's. So the two main continuations are either push one more time. This is the new Joseki after AI came up. And the original Joseki was this. So over here now, both sides are stable. White has a corner, black has a very big wall. This is similar. White has a corner and black has a very big wall. And neither side can be captured in one turn. Ignoring right now is a bit too early to ignore. Because black can still do this, and now if white ignores one more time, black can capture the whole thing. So this shape is considered dead if black knows the sequence. So बस याद रखो, when a 3-3 invasion is done, either continue till here or continue till here.
Got it. Yeah.
Over here, black would have done this. If white tries to capture, black captures first. And remember, taking corners is usually much easier. So as black, maybe you could try to take the corner first. Now देखो, white has a big group here. Does this group have any eyes yet?
No.
Therefore, this is a weak group. It is totally behind black lines and it doesn't have any eyes. So what black should be doing is attack this group, try to capture it. How should you attack this group? Check out two things. One is, where can white run? Where can white get eye space? So where can white run? White can either run out here or run up there. Where is the better chance? Where is the better chance of white getting some eyes? So if, let's say, white gets a move here and a move here, this thing will probably become one eye. So that's where white would like to run. So as black, I would probably do something like this. Take away space where white can make eyes. And now white only has one place left to run.
Shouldn't the, I mean, wouldn't the like line 9 be the eye space? White 10, line
So
10.
for line 9 to become an eye, white would have to play here, 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 here. And now this is an eye.
Yeah.
And now this is an eye. So for line 9 to become an eye, white would have to play here, 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 here. And now this is an eye. So for line 9 to become an eye, white would have to play here, 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 here. And now this is an eye. So for line 9 to become an eye, white would have to play here, 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 here. And now this is an eye. but black
Okay.
would never let white play three consecutive moves over there. So how do spaces normally become eyes? White will get to play multiple moves like this, and then white would say that this has enough space to make two eyes. Black wants to take away space where white can work. So I would probably do something like this and make sure that this doesn't have places to run to and doesn't have space to make eyes.
Mm.
If black says I'll play this, now white will try to run up to the edge and make some sort of eyes on the edge. As black, where should black play now?
I think H12.
So
Hmm.
give me four options. I'll mark all of them. H12. Where else?
G10.
G10.
G10. Okay. Where else?
F12.
Okay. And remember what I said. You want to reduce eye space for white. So one and three do that. Two is just trying to make sure that G11 gets cut off. So from three stones, you can do a two-stone jump over here. This can never get cut off. Instead, another good point would be maybe at F10. Black plays here. Now white has to play here to make sure he's not disconnected. Now if you imagine where's the eye space left for white, little bit of space here and some space up here. And now black can maybe do something up there. Now where's the eye space for white? Maybe a little bit up here. There's no space for white to make eyes anywhere else. And can white make two eyes up here? Very unlikely. Because black will keep trying to fill space up. अगर ऐसा कुछ हो गया, white has made one eye up here, over here, but there's no space for the second eye. Going back to the game. Okay, okay, not good. Like all of you are fighting on the lower left right now. Try to finish that fight now. Maybe do this. इसके साथ you're making sure that your F2 stone is not cut off, and you're also threatening to go into his area. यहाँ के साथ you can threaten to come here, threaten to go there, and this is not cut off. If black ignores, now white can do this, or at least do this. Empty triangle. Try not to play empty triangles. I had posted the shapes lecture on the group yesterday. So try and figure out some other shape which could maybe work here. Maybe this could work a bit better. Or this. This is the 1 point jump. 1 point jump is good. Black have to cut you. Now you can block him. Okay. Black is make sure white can't go to the left. Protecting your cut point is good. Playing on the edge, not good. Try to play solid or tiger's mouth. Okay, very good. So, white now has one pakka eye, and black prevents the second one. Yep, at this point the game is over. Black played well and made sure that white didn't get any eyes and kept reducing his eye space. Any questions?
So in the opening, I was not sure of how to like way in the beginning. Yeah, like around here itself,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't like I already felt like black had a lot of space, and I wasn't sure. So I tried making like a like after this what should have been a Joseki thing. Yeah, after this invasion, I kind of did a two-step jump. Oh,
Yeah,
I
okay,
think I
so
played like F or G6 or something.
so as I said before, first check if you have any urgent moves. If you have no urgent moves, check a big move. What are big moves? Are the moves that attack the enemy. How and what do you want to attack? You want to attack weak groups. So over here, what could you call weak? This is definitely not weak. This is alone, and this is alone. So I would try to attack either of those things. How could I maybe attack them? Either maybe approach one of them or try to pincer one of them. Now you're trying to cut this off from both sides. Or if you approach this guy, this has to respond. If he does not respond, then you can maybe take his whole corner. And the reason you're feeling that black is ahead is because black played first. And that is why white has a 6.5 point Komi. That usually makes up for it.
So, for example, with the pincer move which we had shown, I think, yeah, C7. So over here, doesn't it? It feels more like black will split my stones, like my group of D3 and C7 by playing something like maybe E5 or D5.
Yep. So over here now, usually corner groups are already stable. So if your C7 stone becomes stronger, then you don't have much to worry. How can you do that? Maybe you can play here. Now over here, the D11 stone is starting to feel weak. It's over here alone versus two stones here. If D11 ignores you, maybe you can start covering or attacking the D11 stone. So what would D11 like to do? It would like to become more secure. And now this is when you can start attacking these two stones. So you attack on one side to prepare attack on the other side. Plus dispenser, it is a very standard Joseki. So that's usually how this Joseki starts. So you can just learn some names. This is called, so that's a 3/4 stone. It's called a low approach. That's called a 1.1 space pincer. And usually white can respond with leaning on this stone. So white is trying to make sure that this stone remains on the third line. What else can white do? White can try to do the 1 point jump, the thing that you are afraid about. So over here, black can try to make sure that he's on the fourth line. Fourth line is pretty good. It gives you a lot of territory under your stones. So if we do the same thing in this game, black did this, white does this. And now black will try to cover this stone. So now white has a couple of choices to make. Does white want to make his lower part even bigger and sacrifice his one pencil stone? Does white want to start fighting over here? So now what is white trying to do with this? He's trying to capture these two with this group and this group. So these are choices that you will come across every time you start a game. Are you in an attacking mood, in a defensive mood? Do you want to make territory? Do you want to make influence? So all of this thing you will get used to once you play a few thousand games. And to see the Josekis, you can always come to this side and see what the standard moves are. Other questions? I would usually extend at least once and then do something. As long as the group has at least 4 liberties, you can say it's pretty safe. But one lone stone's not very safe. Black could have cut you off like this. Now white has this group to think about, this group to think about, and this group. Okay. Anything else? Okay. If there are no more questions, then we can end it for today.
So I had a question on a position that comes a little later, I think in a few
What
minutes.
move?
Yeah, around here, just a little back. So here I played e7 is where my question was.
Okay. Yep.
I feel like this was not the best move, but
It
I
wasn't.
wasn't sure what to do in this position because I felt like um, f8 is already lost.
So this is called a 1 point jump, and pushing your stone inside a 1 point jump is really good unless you have a lot of friends outside. Like if you had a lot of stuff like this, then a 1 point jump could have worked to cut these two things off. In this position, so what do you want to do? Do you want to try and get into black shape? Do you want to try and consolidate your shape? First, you have to think of what you want to do. Let's say your plan was to cut into black shape, then extend from where you're strong. Extend here. What would black probably do? Black wants to stop you from coming in. He does this. Now you can Atari him, and now you can connect. If you क्या हुआ? Now you have a hole with which you can go into. And also what's happened? This is like a cut point which you've already cut, which then you can also exploit. Let's say black stops you over here. Now you do this. Now you have another entrance into his area. Now whether that survives or not, that comes down to your fighting skills now. So that would be how it would look if you're trying to get into his area. Extend from where you are stronger. Let's say your mission was to consolidate your own area. Then you would maybe do something like this. You're trying to say that this whole thing is mine. And black still has a hole here which he needs to patch up. Now this whole thing is starting to look like black. You have to again back up to your fighting skills if you can get something over here. If you want to start a fight, you attach to a stone. If you want to try and make space and live and do stuff, play one stone ahead. Play one stone away. Try to play some forcing moves beforehand. If you do this, black will almost always have to fix his peep. If he ignores you, you can always cut through and then bad things will happen to black. So black will probably have to do this. You have a couple of stones here, now you can try to attach this. And somehow try to make this and this work together. Any other question in this position? Oh, yeah, another point. What is this move called? The f8 move is a Alright, one sec. Got it connected. Yeah, I was asking F8. What is this move called?
Knight's move.
Correct. And what should you know about a knight's move? It can be cut, which is what happened here.
Yeah.
So, if you do not want to be cut, play the 1 point jump. If you don't mind being cut, play the knight's move. This is cut. This gets cut. You want to be solid? Play 1 point jump. And I said playing inside a 1 point jump is usually a very bad idea. Other questions?
Yeah, Karan, I had a question on the shape lecture you had shared.
Yeah.
So when we're like, so I kind of understood from watching, I've not watched the entire thing yet, but from at least the beginning part, that there are some good shapes and those patterns are good at, are efficient at making eyes.
Right.
The idea that whenever you see the opportunity to make one of those shapes, make it, or is there like a timing element to it, or like some reason to make a particular shape?
Every shape has its own strength. So, like over here, you wanted to go into his area and you didn't want to risk getting cut. So, for that, a 1 point jump would have been a good shape. Um, so, the more you play, the more you'll understand which shape works well with what kind of situation. So, this is called a dog face. This is flexible because they can't really be separated and they can still make an eye within their shape. So that is still a good shape. This is called a table shape. 2 stones here, 2 stones here. This is stronger than dog's face. So the more you play, if you don't know what kind of move to make in a certain small region, try to make it try to play the shape that gives you that good shape. So let's say over here, you don't know where to play. Should I play over here? Should I play over here? Should I play over here? You don't know. What you do know is playing on the square will give you a table shape, and table shapes are good. What you also know is playing on the circle will give you a dog's face, and dog face are good. So these 2 points will be good places to play. Should
But
I should I play on f7? F7 will give you a tiger's mouth, which is again a good shape, but it doesn't help you reach your goal of including into the opponent's area. So in this case, tiger's mouth doesn't help you. So you should know what you want to do and try to make a shape work in that direction.
God,
Okay then, so whenever you play games online, you can always put the link on the DDK group, and I'll give you a review in a day or two. And let's call it for today. I'll meet you all again next week.
See you. Bye bye. Thank
Chalo,
you.
bye
Thank you.
bye.
Thank you, Karan.